Hey soldiers, today we're back to our progress in 7 Days to Die, and we're looking at what strategies we're taking in order to build the ultimate base for the zombie apocalypse. I gotta tell you, it's really hard to finally sit down and do a video in this game because before I do, every time I'm like, okay, I'm gonna do a video tonight. And then I think to myself, well, before I do this video, I want to get this done. And then I want to get this done. And here we are like a week later, and we've done so much since the last video. And I'm going to show you guys exactly what we've done, the problems that we've come across in between, and what we're going to do. All in an attempt to build the ultimate base in 7 Days to Die. Now, it's important to note that all of this has been done without the use of any kind of creator tool. This is through our own mining, our own, gathering. This has all been done legitimately. Now, from before, what we did is we put the barbed wire along the outsides. That seemed to help out more than any other kind of defensive strategy, is just barbed wire. Now, what we found is they were getting past the barbed wire because they could slowly inch past it once they get caught up in it, like this guy is doing right here, and eventually they would get past it without dying, or at least a few of them would. So we've doubled up, and in some cases tripled up on the barbed wire around the outside. Let me go ahead and get down on this wall here. I'm in third person so I can kind of peek over walls and show you guys what's going on. Over this wall, we've tripled up, doubled up in some places, and we've given ourselves an opportunity to get out, and we just do that with without giving just a straight running line of sight toward the entrance. So we just kind of do an L-shaped. We did it here in the front of the church, and we did it toward the back of the church. Now, as we found out before, there is set spawning points. No matter how much light, no matter what you do, if zombies spawned here originally, they will continue to spawn. So what we've done to kind of mitigate that is continue to put layers of barbed wire inside of the perimeter. And eventually what we're going to do, which is what we're doing right now, is kind of build up. So go ahead and let them spawn down here in the courtyard and get caught up in some type of barbed wire, and we'll go ahead and build up around the church, which is what we've done. And we've done a tremendous amount with the church, and we've had to completely reinforce the foundation of this church, as we see here, which is just another problem that you come across in 7 Days to Die that you don't come across in other voxel-based games. You have structural integrity that you need to worry about. So at first glance, this wall seems to be made of wood, which is what we originally did. We made it completely of wood because there's so many trees prevalent around this area. But what we noticed is the structural integrity of wood alone is not that great. And if zombies manage to destroy one of our foundation beams, it's like the whole thing the whole side of the wall would come down. And if you subscribe to Serganam, my brother, he's been kind of following and recording and posting videos of our progress and some of the lessons that we've learned. So definitely subscribe to him. I'll have a link down in the description if you want to see kind of how we've got to this point. Now, what we found is metal trussing has the absolute best structural integrity. Let's do a little experiment here. I'm going to come down here in the courtyard here. It's only going to hurt a little bit. So I'm going to put a block of wood here, a block of wood here, and I'm going to build out, and I'm going to show you at some point it's all going to come crashing down. And what we see with wood is that the entire beam all the way to the foundation comes down. Now let's use metal trussing and do the same thing. Look at this. In fact, I ran out of metal trussing, and it'll continue to go. And one of the things about metal trussing also is that it's very forgiving. So if you've gone too far out past your structural integrity, past the limits of your structural integrity, just the first block will come down, not the entire effing thing. And another thing you need to worry about with wood, or really any material, is that it may go up, and it may seem like it's structurally sound, but when you go to walk over it, see how it'll come down? That became a problem, especially on our little perch on top of the church. As we were building inside of the church, the foundation actually couldn't handle it. It's really impressive from an architecture standpoint what you need to keep in mind. The foundation couldn't handle it, And then when we were standing on what used to be structurally sound was no longer structurally sound. We were falling through the roof, and that's a problem. So trussing is the best. It's much more forgiving than any other type of material. I'm going to have to tear that down later, but that was just a little experiment. So here on the outsides of our walls here, you know, we have ways to get out, go get more materials, more wood. There is a really nice farm and a town near here that we found some really good supplies. And what we're doing now is kind of just building up and laying even more defensive barbed wire within the perimeter on the bottom, because that's where the zombies are going to spawn. Now eventually I want to lift this our little corn area up to this portion of the wall. So I'll go ahead and get some type of structural foundation, put dirt on top of it, and just let the corn grow. And as we see, I mean, this can really become a problem with them spawning inside of the church. Luckily, the metal trussing is very difficult for them to destroy. And to reinforce all of our efforts, look at this, we got all our materials here on the inside of the church. We have our mine. Mines are also really interesting in this game. Oops, didn't mean to put that down. Because again, you need to keep the the foundation in mind. A mine can completely come down on top of you because you didn't consider, you know, cave-ins and stuff like that. So we kind of done this multi-layered mine, very much keeping support beams in mind as we go down and down and down. And the further you go, the more rich the materials get. I mean, here we have some coal, but that's easy to come by. It's lead and iron that are the money makers. Mostly iron. Iron is how you're going to make this metal trussing and a lot of the other materials like the barbed wire and other stuff that you're going to use. And we've kind of been as sparing as possible on the metal trussing, only using it in the foundation and then building on top of it with wood and putting plywood on the side, because metal trussing does look pretty ugly if you ask me. And it doesn't seem to be the prettiest. Like when you're stacking it up, it gets a little jagged and edgy, but when you put the plywood on it, it gets nice and squared and rounded. It gets nice and squared like it should be. Now along the sides, we're still building our little towers here. We're going to put them on all four sides, and like I said, we're eventually going to lift our little vegetable area up for our food and water. And from there, we're going to work on increasing the structural foundation of this church. This has been home base from day one. Now you see on the side it says day 4. I want to talk about this a little bit. The servers that we're running right now are not really meant to be servers. They're kind of workarounds, the way that we've done it. Let me kill some of these zombies here in our courtyard. So it's not officially, like, servers are not officially supported by this game. There's ways to do it, and you can certainly research it and do it yourself, but the problem right now with doing it that way is that there are memory leaks. So the last time we had day 200 something, and we were approaching, I wanted to get up to day 360 or 365, and I thought that would be really cool to have like an entire year in the game and just kind of see where you are. But the problem is the memory leak got too great for my server and it crashed the client. So whenever you restart the game, your world is still there, your progress is still saved, but the day goes back to 1. So in reality, we probably are at day 365, if not greater, and we're still going to keep going. I still don't think that this is, you know, quote unquote the ultimate base just yet. We're going to get there. And it's hard to quantify what you would consider the ultimate base. To me, it's to where you have built an impressive place to call home, something you're proud of, something that's creative and you can call your own, and you are as self-sufficient and inherently safe from the zombies as possible. And a lot of people have resorted to digging down, and I don't think that's the solution, because zombies will dig down to you. It may take them a while, but as you can see, eventually they will know where you are and they will dig down to you. So digging down isn't the solution. For me, I think it's getting a very strong base on the surface, to where you can completely control zombies coming in this way, and then you can either dig down or go up. For me, I think it's going up. I think that is the best route. Zombies will not spawn on this wall, and the further up we go, we do need to consider structural stability, but the further up we go, the safer we are from the zombies, and we just continue to fortify the defenses that we have here on the ground, and we're good to go. So let me know what y'all think of this base, and if you want to buy this game right now, it is in its very early alpha stages, so keep that in mind when you're playing the game. But I will have a link in the description for you to go buy that, and just let me know what you think. What do you think of the base? Have you done something better? Have you come across a strategy that works better than what we're doing right now? And if you have, let me see it, man. Put a video out. I'm really interested in this game right now, and it's really interesting because of it's in such an infancy at this point. The different strategies that everybody uses. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Until the next update on this base, this is Sergeant Merrill out here.